Thanks so much for joining us, and welcome. Now,
Thanks,
getting into this final tonight, I see Barcelona the clear favorites for many.
Yeah.
They have the deadly trio, so they've been christened in Messi, Neymar, and Suarez.
Sure.
I guess the question on many people's lips right now is who from Juventus can stop the three South Americans?
I think that's a very key question, and I think that's a question that each and every opposition that comes up against Barcelona, they have to ask themselves the question, how are we going to stop them?
Yes.
And for you to ask yourself that question, you're already at a disadvantage. It means Barcelona actually have the upper hand, because I don't think Barcelona are as worried about facing Juventus as Juventus are worried about facing the trio. And it's not only about that trio. They scored 120 goals between the three of them.
Just this season?
Yes, just this season. That just tells you how lethal they can be. But it's also about the concept, the general concept of the team, the quality in that team. I think it's going to be football of the future versus football of the present.
And let's look from the other side, from Juventus' side. Do they also have a deadly trio?
They don't. They are very, very good defensively, and I think that's the kind of approach that they're going to employ against Barcelona tonight. They're going to be a little bit defensive and try to catch Barcelona on the counter. But that is also very dangerous, because it then invites the MSN combination of Messi, Neymar, and Suarez. So you have the best, probably or arguably the best forward line in the world against the best defense in the world, but that the MSN combination is still very much intact. Whereas on the other hand, Juventus will be without Chiellini already. That's a minus, and I'm sure they are not relaxed thinking about that.
But Sipho, there are some critics or analysts who look at this game and say that the game will be won
in the midfield.
Precisely, in the midfield.
Yes, it will be one in the midfield. But looking at the midfield of both teams, Barcelona have a superior midfield. So now, look, I'm not going to. They're not going to undermine the legs of Pirlo and Pogba. And Pogba, on the other hand, do you know that Barca are looking at him, Real Madrid are looking at him. So for him, it's an audition game. If he does well, he stands a very good chance of landing up with Barcelona in the next season. But the fact that the likes of Iniesta is expected back, look, I don't see how. The Juventus midfield can hold its own against Barcelona tonight.
But do you see a resurgence of teams from Italy? Because this is the first time, I believe, that you have a team from that country getting on to the final. Yeah,
it's been a long time. They've been, I think they've, over the years, there's been that constant improvement in terms of Italian football, and I think that's why we have Juventus in the final. But I still think the Spanish league is a superior league compared with. And
just before we let you go, Sipho, now I'm going to have to put your head on the block here. Are you who's going to come out tops, Juventus or Barcelona, and why?
I still think Barcelona are going to win. Like I say, they cannot undermine the likes of Pirlo and Pogba. But Barcelona are expected to look. I know that Barcelona earlier in the season lost to Malaga, the Minus, who were very defensive and tried to catch Barcelona on the counter. They drew the first match and then they went on to win the second leg. So Juventus could be thinking that, you know what, it can be productive, that kind of an approach. If you sit back and then allow them, park your bus, allow them to come at you, you may be able to catch them on the counter. But these three guys, they will keep knocking, and I'm sure they have all the master keys.
Well, we're just a few hours to that potential thriller. Well, we'll talk after the game. But thank you so much. That was our soccer analyst right here in the studio, Sipho Kekana. Now, still remaining with some